Hey there, I'm GerMichael Cole. Welcome to High Notes with GerMichael, a chat and chill podcast. On September 29th this year, 2023, I was guided and inspired to have a live conversation in regard to the Aries full supermoon, also known as the full harvest moon. Some of the characteristics of Aries are passionate, intense, and dramatic. Aries is an initiator, and this energy can make us more emotionally courageous or willing to take risks. With this energy, it positions us into our personal power. It provides opportunity to feel our life mission and then decide how to pursue it. It brings our focus to our 10th house of career and reputation. Most importantly, it is a pivotal time for releasing and relinquishing and embracing life's challenges. Take a listen to part 1 of this live conversation. I just wanted to come on and say, hey, I haven't been on in a while. So much has happened and so much is happening. And so just being able to indulge myself in those things. As far as what I've been working on, which is one of the things that I'm so proud of and excited about, is Spirit and Soul Holistics. At the beginning of the year, I introduced it, and so I decided to kind of be guided on how to really launch it and put it out there, because I know that it's for me it's sensitive, solely based off of the type of information that I share. For many who have known me a great part of my life, traditionally and basically know me from a religious background, and so that is something that I'm very, very proud of. But the wonderful thing is that in our spiritual walk, we are always evolving, and so I think that's the concept, or that's the place where I want to say we find ourselves is, some of us are being made to evolve, are being made to evolve first, and then secondly being made to evolve past what we knew, what we thought. And so really understanding and really knowing, like, first of all, how do you navigate that? How do you navigate being exposed, being shown other things outside of what you've always known? Like, that's the real thing. Like, how are you able to really deal with that and handle that, especially coming from a religious background? So not that that's something that I'm going to tarry on, but always want to kind of shed light, because I think it's important to always, first of all, acknowledge where I come from, is because it is what I come from that has shaped me, that has groomed me, and that has given me the ability to come into the person, the man, the being that I am now. It was my religious foundation and background, if you allow me to say. It was my introduction into what I now hold near and dear, which is spirituality. And that can be seen and understood on so many levels. So it really just depends on, where you are with that, and how you'll be able to receive that. You'll only be able to receive what you allow yourself to be open to. And so when you are open and receptive to more, to greater, then you'll be able to receive more and greater. But if you live your life based on being restricted on what you allow yourself to become open to, then you're only going to revel in that space. And so allowing yourself to open up to be able to revel in more spaces, because the thing is you as a person is ever expanding, ever growing. Yes, and so what I've learned, what I've come to realize is that you've got to be open. You've got to be receptive, because first of all, life is always calling you higher. So the fact, if anyone thinks that they're always going to remain in the same position, then I'm sorry to say, but you're setting yourself up for failure, and that's not what we want to do. And so allowing yourself to be open to what life is presenting. Okay? What is life presenting for you right now? No, look at everything that has been happening in your experience. Everything that you are experiencing, like, what is it showing you? And the thing is don't be naive. Don't be closed-minded, but allow yourself to revel in the things of curiosity and possibility. And I say that is because we're so restrictive in our limitations of who we can become, okay? And who we can be, same thing. But the thing is we've been so restrictive, and it's not our fault. It's just the environment that we come up in, the environment that we grew up in. It was never really taught in that way of learning to be open and receptive of what life is calling for and what life is presenting, is because, yes, it is. Monique says it's a learned behavior. It is a learned behavior because of the environment. And the thing is we understand where we come from, wherever you grew up in, okay? We understand and we realize and we have compassion there, okay? Because the thing is our elders, our parents, our grandparents, they were literally teaching us what they knew, okay? So we can't fault them. And the type of lives that they led, however it was, because we're always only doing what we know to do, and so that's where we can have compassion. The thing is being open enough, being receptive enough to see how, okay, this no longer serves me, or this principle or this law or this rule doesn't necessarily serve me, but I'll respect it in its place, okay? And when you're able to see it in that space, you're able to release it, and then also you're able to evolve and mature in a way that's true and authentic to who you are, who you came here to be. So, just being open and receptive, and I think that when you become more and more open and receptive to what life is presenting, it allows you to see things with clarity. And because the thing is you're not judging it, okay? And the thing is you are not allowing your emotions to tell you what it is based off of what you previously know things to be. And I know that can kind of sound really, really, really interesting, but it'll unpack itself shortly. Before I came on, I got my crystals. I had them in the window. This is black tourmaline, and so this is a protection stone. The black tourmaline is a protection stone. And this right here is a clear quartz. And what a clear quartz does, it's a magnifier. It's a booster. So, you can essentially put this with any other crystal. And what it does is it magnifies or boosts that particular crystal's energy. But also, too, in whatever way you're wanting to connect with the crystal, it amplifies and boosts your energy for greater manifestation. Okay, my mom says, I like it a lot. The super full moon in Aries is doing something. That it is. It is doing something, and we're here for it all. Okay? All of it. Okay, and so this one right here is a chrysocolla. And what chrysocolla, its property is, first of all, because of the green color, it has to do with the heart, but also, too, it has to do with communication. And being able to communicate truth effectively and from an authentic place. Yes? Okay. This is a rose quartz. And a rose quartz also is a love stone. But, you know, a lot of people, when they hear about a rose quartz, and it's like, ooh, I need this in my life to help me find love. It does, but that's not the first thing it does. What this really does is help you to learn how to love yourself first in order to draw and attract the love that you desire in your life. Because essentially, how you are with yourself is basically the type of relationship you're going to draw and attract. So, however you feel about yourself, just first of all, in the place of loving, okay? How you love yourself, and you're going to draw that same type of energy in your life, is because you're a transmitter and a receiver with your energy. That's a whole nother conversation I just brought up, but give me a second. Okay, this right here is a tiger's eye. The tiger's eye, and this actually deals with the root chakra. And it helps you to ground, and also it helps you to be able to manifest wealth. Mom says, especially because it is illuminating self, the universe is inviting us to be self-centered. And that is true. That is true. That is true. Because the thing is society has depicted selfishness and self-centeredness in a way, with a negative connotation, that you're into yourself. And the thing is while that's true, it's another side of it too. And so, but being selfish and being self-centered is mainly this. How do you know how to first love someone else? How do you know how to entreat someone else, engage with anyone else if you don't have a relationship with your own self? Your relationship with yourself first determines the types of relationship you'll have with others. That's basically it. So, what type of relationship do you have with yourself? And does that relationship depict the type of relationship that you desire with a partner, okay? Or with family, or with friends, your relationship with your health, your relationship with your job, your career, your relationship with, finances, like your relationships with every single area in your life. How are you first showing up for you? How you show up for you will determine how you show up in all your other relationships. And so that is why it is so important to be selfish in a way that, because the thing is you learn how to create boundaries. Yes? You learn how to create boundaries, and what you do is you teach other people your boundaries. It's because, first of all, you honor and respect yourself. Yes? You honor and respect yourself, and so because you hold your own self with high honor, high regard, high appreciation, it is automatic that you would treat everyone else with that same regard, and at the same time, you will hold them responsible for being able to show up in that same type of energy for themselves. Okay, thank you, Mom. Mom says yes. It is a precursor to knowing and understanding others. That's it. That's it. That's it. So, the last one I picked up is the Moonstone, which is what we're talking about tonight, the Aries full moon. Just to give a little bit about Aries, I can't give you a whole lot because I'm not real studied in that area, but I know a little bit. But it's all about go. It's go time. Okay? It is the energy of finally standing up for yourself and doing what it is that you feel passionate about, feel drawn to, and feel called to. Yes? So this energy helps you to step up in that and to stand up for yourself. Okay? So learning how to go for yourself. I'm thinking about maybe doing a reading, a crystal reading, I don't know. We'll see what happens, but I'm thinking about it. I got it out just in case. But I wanted to give clarity, a clearer picture of what the full moon in Aries is actually calling for and asking of us. One thing that I've come into the understanding and awareness of, that life is always calling us higher. And so for a lot of us, we don't know exactly what that is, what that looks like, and what that means, because we have not previously been equipped to understand, to realize what that means. Life is always calling me higher. Everything that you are ever experiencing, everything that you are ever experiencing is because life is calling you higher. It is calling for the best of you. It is calling of the best version of you. And so the only way you are able to mature, to grow, and evolve are the curated experiences. Okay, and I say curated is because you have to understand that you came here for a reason. You came here for a reason. And the thing is in order for you to do what you came here for, you have to go through certain experiences in order for that to be pulled out of you. Because if you were left alone to yourself, most of us would not care to discover the more that is within us. Some of us are curious about that, but in general, listen, we find one thing and we ride that thing till there's nothing else left in it. But we are ever evolving, ever advancing. Yes, yes, yes. Monique says, I believe that. We are ever evolving, ever expanding, like we're ever growing. Like we came here to evolve. Like anything that stays the same is dead. The only constant is change. And so if you feel like that you're always supposed to remain the same, believe the same, act the same, see the same way all your life, you've missed the whole entire point of why you're here in the first place. You came here to be great, to evolve. You came here to become masters. Masters of your emotions, masters of your existence, masters of your reality. That's exactly what you came here to do. And so, like I said previously, we haven't been properly equipped. But I can't really say that. It's because everything is always as it should be. But because new energies are always coming in. I know you keep hearing me talk about energies. I mean, those are here now, know what I'm talking about. But for those who happen to join me on the replay and don't know what I'm talking about when I'm talking about energies, energies are always coming in. And when I say energies, it is the planetary aspects. The planetary aspects has a big to do in our everyday life, because as above, so below, as within, so without. So everything that is happening in the planetary systems, in the galactic systems, in the cosmos, is reflecting in our everyday personal lives. Okay? And so the planetary aspects, the movement and the rotations are always bringing in new and different energies in which we are experiencing this experience or this reality. Essentially, they're helping us to be able to have this experience. It's because when we know that we are spirit beings having a physical human experience. We know all about that. So what that is essentially your spirit being helps you to navigate this physical experience. And so when you are connected to the all, which is the one, when you are connected, you remember who you are, okay? Infinite energy. And just a quick go over, energy is transferred, only transferred, is never destroyed. But it's only transferred or transformed. Energy never dies. Okay. It is never destroyed. It is only transferred or transformed. So, if that is the case, that means that energy is infinite. All right? There is no beginning and there is no ending. And so, as an energetic being, you've always been here and you'll always be here. But right now, you're currently experiencing this moment as you. And that's the fun part, okay? So, let me dial it back. Rakita says, oh, you be going real deep on people real fast. And so, I'll be like, well, when people have a conversation with me, they're ready for a GerMichael experience. And so, whatever that comes with, that comes with me, okay? It's because the thing is I live in truth. I am the truth. Okay? And so, when you become truth, that's all you emanate. Now, listen, I'm not saying that I don't get it wrong sometimes. Listen, I'm human. That's supposed to happen, okay? But at the end of the day, I know who I am as a spirit being, and I rely on that more than my physical self. But at the end of the day, I know that because I'm here to experience life as a human, I am going to be subject to the frailties of life, if you want to call it that, or the lessons of life. But at the end of the day, truth, standing in truth is when you operate in a place of authentic, unconditional love. That's truth. When you're able to reside in a place of authentic, unconditional love. So that means you're never judging anything, not even yourself. It's because unconditional love holds space. It's because it knows that we are always evolving, and that's what we came here to do, to learn and to evolve. To learn and to evolve. To learn and to evolve. Like, that's exactly what we're doing. And so, but if you're always judging what you're experiencing, are you truly learning? Are you truly seeing the fabric of this existence? Are you truly seeing the vastness and the openness of all that there is? So, I digress. Anyway, I think I've always been a curious person, and so I find learning about life and its intricacies and the interwovenness of the fabric, like being able to discover the existence itself, like having a high curiosity. Having a high curiosity about, first of all, how does this life operate? Like this existence, how does it operate? Learning the principles and the truths of this existence. And so, allowing yourself to be open to that really allows you to see things with greater clarity. At the end of the day, that's all we're ever wanting, no matter what it is. Greater clarity. No, that's really it. All we're ever wanting is clarity. And so when you allow yourself to be in the place of seeing things with clarity from a place of love and compassion, that's how you're able to heal. I made a post earlier. And in that post, I talked about. I made a couple of posts, so I'm trying to remember which one now. But I talked about, okay, if you were to do a self-evaluation, on yourself, as it regards to your inner healing work / process, as it regards to your growth, the growth and development, as it regards to your spiritual journey, how would you evaluate yourself? Okay? And then to ask that again. If you were to do a self-evaluation on how you are handling your inner healing work and process, your growth and development, and your spiritual journey, how would you evaluate yourself? Secondly, in your evaluation of yourself, are you judgmental, analytical, and critical towards yourself, or are you loving and compassionate with yourself? Because, I mean, those aren't really questions that you hear a lot, that you hear people talking about. And so I was just curious. Again, the question is, if you were to do a self-evaluation of how you are handling your inner work, your inner healing and process, your growth and development, your spiritual, oh yes, I'll call you sweetheart, and your spiritual journey, how would you evaluate yourself? Secondly, are you judgmental, analytical, and critical towards yourself, or are you loving and compassionate? Mom says very loving and compassionate because I acknowledge all she's been through. Yes. 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 Loving and compassion, because that is the only way you'll truly see who you are, through the eyes of love and compassion. Because the thing is again, like I was saying a moment ago, how you are with yourself shows up in how you are with others. So if you're judgmental towards yourself, if you're always critical and analytical towards yourself, I mean, you're going to be that toward other people. So how are you with your own self? But if you're loving and compassionate, then you'll be able to see others outside of where they are, okay? Beyond where they are. Because the thing is you're seeing the bigger picture, or the greater good. Now, a lot of times we find ourselves in unfortunate situations, and a lot of times those things are out of our control. So, how do you handle those situations when they are out of your control? I like to say that when things that are happening that are completely out of my control, it is God's way, or it is the universe's way of being able to show up in a unique, magical, mystical way in your life. Because first of all, this is out of your control, and so it's allowing you to be open to see your higher self at work. That's good. When you can release the control of things that you cannot control, you allow yourself to see the work of your higher self. What is my higher self? Your higher self is your inner self, essentially. But it is if you allow me to just say it the way that it is, and to be candid, and to just be truthful, your higher self is essentially who we know as God, the universe, spirit, creator. Because again, when you become one with the all, you become connected to Source. You become connected to God. You tap into who you truly are. Anyways, Mama says it helps us to see how we have grown in an area and shows us our greatest potential. I absolutely love that, because that's essentially that's exactly what it is. Like I was saying earlier, life is always calling us higher, and so everything that we're experiencing is yes. Life is always calling us higher, and so essentially with that, it is always giving us room for growth and expansion. But when yes, when we are not receptive and open to that what life is calling us to, we become restrictive and limiting, and we do that to our own selves. It's not something that we mean to do, we just don't know, first of all, and we don't know that we're doing that. So that's why we should have compassion and love with ourselves. Recently, one of the scriptures that became really revelatory for me was the scripture that says, "Forgive them, for they know not what they do." That's what the scripture said that Jesus said at the cross. Forgive them, for they know not what they do. He was showing love and compassion even there, is because even in those moments when we're doing what we know to do, in all trueness, we're doing what we've been told to do, but what we don't know to do from our inner self. It's because we haven't allowed ourselves to tap into that space to know and to realize and understand what that is for us, right? A lot of our behaviors, a lot of our belief systems, a lot of everything is from others. Our culture, our environment, our educational system, our governmental system, our from society, from our religious organizations. Everything that we know is from those areas. And so the thing is when you don't allow yourself to really tap in and tune in to who you truly are from a place of truth and authenticity, you don't live up to your truest potential. It's because you're living up to those expectations and those rules and those regulations and those principles, where they can be good in a general sense, something to aspire or inspire you, but not necessarily for something you to take on for your own, but allow the relationship of your inner self to guide you, to be your inner guidance. It has to be your inner guidance. This is not a one-size-fits-all life, okay? So you can't say, oh, in order to be saved, you must do this. You must live like this. You must be this. Everybody came here to experience what they came here to experience in order to become who they came here to become, to do what they come here to do. Are you comfortable with doing the random? Okay? And that's the thing. Like, are you comfortable standing in truly what feels right to you? What feels pure to you? What is truth to you? Are you comfortable in that, even though it's not something that everyone else sees it as? So, with that being said, knowing that you don't have to have it all together, you don't have to be a perfectionist, okay? But if it is true, if it's pure, and if it's love, then live your best life, honey. Okay? I always tell people this: if it's not harming you or anyone else, live your best life. It's crazy. Yes, Monique says, I'm so comfortable. Okay, so wait a minute. In which direction are you saying that? Are you so comfortable to say that you're in your comfort zone, or are you comfortable of not being in your comfort zone? Because that's the thing. That's the thing. Are you comfortable in your comfort zone, or are you now comfortable not being in your comfort zone? Okay, good, yes. Monique says, I'm so comfortable that I just do me, and that's really, really, really wonderful. It's because the thing is you know that whatever you do is from a place of love, and again, from a place of truth, and compassion. And so you're able to do you. It's because the thing is how you're doing you should empower others to do them. Yes? How you do you should empower others to do themselves as well. And so it's always about how is our life empowering others to live their optimal? How are you living your life that influences and impacts others to be empowered to live their truest, most authentic self? How can you say that your life is being an impact and an influence to others to be able to stand up in their truest, most authentic self? If you can say that you're doing that by living in your truth and doing you, then I feel like that is what this whole thing is all about, right? Being able to realize your voice and then help others to realize theirs. Yes? When you realize your voice, you'll help others to realize theirs. I hear a lot of people say that, I want to help others. I want to help people. But it's, first of all, let me read what Monique is saying. We have to learn and adapt, not to allow, we have to learn and adapt to not allowing others to dictate, dictate our lives. That's truly it. And the thing is it happens so easily, it happens so easily that most times we don't even know that we're allowing that to happen. Because the thing is, and I can say this personally for myself, the first part of my life, I lived it based on people's validation of me, their acceptance of me, their approval of me. It's all because I wanted to be liked. All because I wanted to be liked. Because people already had their thought process as it regards to me. And I'm not afraid to say this. It's because I stand in the very truth of who I am. I'm a feminine man, and I love everything about me. Okay? The thing is society, religion, even our black African American homes have this over masculinity, and that is so far from the truth. And the thing is it's like, oh, you need to be like this. You need to act like this. Until I was able to come into the truth of who I am, honey, honey, honey. The truth set me free. I'm a feminine man, and that's okay. It's because, again, this is not a one-size-fit-all life. We all did not come here to be the same. We all not supposed to act the same and be the same. Like, you came here to be who you are. And so the thing is, I have to realize, like, listen, that's who I am. It doesn't dictate who I like and who I want to be with, but that's who I am, and I embrace everything about who I am. I love everything about me. It's because it's truly who I am. And the thing is I love that I'm able to tap into those other areas. It's because we're not doing this tonight. We're not blowing minds, but here we go. So, you step into your divinity. You step into your true divinity when you are able to balance your masculine and your feminine, because we all have it in us, okay? And so when you're able to balance the two, you step into your true divinity. All right? Mom says, know thyself, and to know thyself be true. Yes, absolutely. There it is. There it is. Know thyself. So, how you step into true divinity is when you're able to balance your feminine and your masculine. And so when you have when you have way more of one than the other, it's not true balance. Okay, and so I didn't know this. It's because I wasn't taught this, but I learned it over time, and I was able to accept myself as I am.
Thank you for listening to part 1 of Receiving the Energies of the Super Full Moon in Aries. In part 2, we continue the live conversation, concluding with a crystal oracle reading that you do not want to miss. Subscribe and tune in weekly to High Notes with GerMichael, a chat and chill podcast on Spreaker or your favorite podcast platform. Thank you again for listening. Until next time, whatever you're doing today, make sure you're enjoying yourself.